Hello, my name is Charlotte Catipon, and I will be presenting the main ideas behind my research thesis for my History 499 class. My research thesis is titled The AIDS Epidemic in New York City and Washington, D.C., How the Pursuit of Activism Brought Gay Women to Gay Men. The purpose of this video is to illustrate the main points of my research and analysis. My research started off with the question, how did the AIDS crisis alter the social communities of gay women in New York City and Washington, D.C. from 1981 to 1989? This research question led me to my thesis that the AIDS crisis altered gay women's social spaces by facilitating opportunities for unity between gay men and women as a cohesive community, situated in discussing queer issues, culture, and identity. The bulk of my primary research came from two different sources correlating to both the Washington, D.C. area and the New York City area. For the Washington, D.C. area, I used the publication Off Our Backs, a feminist, woman-focused, queer-inclusive space to depict the discourse between queer women in the D.C. area from 1981 to 1989. For the New York City area, I used the organization ACT UP's Oral History Project, which are interviews of participants from the organization about their personal experiences throughout the AIDS crisis. I used the oral interviews to research the real ways in which communities of gay women were interacting with the AIDS crisis and gay men. What was quickly understood through both sources was that over the years during the AIDS crisis, gay women became more attentive to gay men and issues that were strictly related to gay identity. This is in contrast to communities of gay women and gay men before the AIDS crisis. As before, gay women would be drawn to activism through a feminist first perspective, rather than participating in activism through a gay identity perspective. Between the years 1981 and 1989, gay women participating in AIDS activism and awareness bonded with gay men and addressed issues related to gay identity and culture. In the Off Our Backs publication, there was almost an explosion of AIDS-focused issues for gay women to be aware of. Every month, there would be at least one issue focusing on AIDS health and how it related to women or gay women. In multiple interviews from ACT UP's Oral History Project, women such as Maria Magenti and Anne-Christine Tedeschi note the convergence of gay women being drawn to activism and gay men being targeted and suffering from AIDS. One excerpt from interviewee Maria Magenti illustrates the purpose of my paper and how it depicts the newfound tie between gay women and gay men due to the AIDS crisis. I didn't really know any gay men. I had been in an almost exclusively female environment, very feminist-oriented, very lesbian-oriented. I didn't have any real sense of gay men at all, actually. The first man that I took care of as a buddy was an old flamer who worked for Fortunoff and his lover in a highly decorated apartment in Turtle Bay. He was really bitchy and really funny. And that was kind of my first introduction to a certain kind of gayness that I was not familiar with, which was a gay man who had his own sense of humor and his own sense of anger and was so not concerned with the things that I was concerned with. This quote from Magenti illustrates not only how gay men and women were often not aligned in solidarity before 1980, but also how gay women came from similar places like Magenti. In my paper, I'm depicting the wave of gay women like Magenti who came from a feminist-oriented activist background becoming aware and related to gay men and gay issues through the AIDS crisis. Within my research, the larger historical significance lies in contributing to understanding the AIDS crisis and how it affected both activists and victims. When looking back on the tragedy of the crisis, gay women are often not addressed due to the group being assumably the least likely for contamination. However, overlooking the role of gay women during the AIDS crisis overlooks how gay women became frequent caregivers of gay men, and how, in turn, this allowed gay women to join communities of gay men in solidarity over gay identity and issues. I hope that by sharing some information from my senior thesis that you will understand how the AIDS crisis changed social atmospheres of gay women by facilitating opportunities to form solidarity and community with gay men. Thank you.